Legal experts say pulling Jimmy Kimmel from air may amount to illegal jawboning. As First Amendment scholar Evelyn Douek watched the news unfold of ABC yanking Jimmy Kimmel from air, she was aghast. "The hypocrisy is enough to give one vertigo," she said. It's shocking to Douek, because she is a close watcher of what's known as jawboning, when regulators or government officials pressure private actors, like a social media company or broadcast network, to stifle speech. The Libertarian Cato Institute calls the practice censorship by proxy. For years, Republicans excoriated social media platforms over their belief that the Biden administration overly pressured Twitter and Facebook to remove COVID misinformation. It spurred a constant drumbeat of online attacks, congressional subpoenas, and hearings in Washington. Now, the Trump administration's Federal Communications Commission appears to have bullied ABC into dropping Kimmel. Said Douek, a professor at Stanford Law School. She said it makes social media companies' removal of COVID-related posts at the request of government officials gentle by comparison. The Kimmel episode follows CBS's cancellation of Stephen Colbert's The Late Show, which often pilloried President Trump. Together, the incidents have intensified concerns among free speech experts that the Trump administration is using the extraordinary powers of the federal government to muzzle political speech. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, who in 2020 called political satire one of the oldest and most important forms of free speech, wrote on X on Thursday that broadcast stations have long retained the right to not air national programs that they believe are inconsistent with the public interest, including their local community's values. Gigi Sohn, a former senior advisor to the FCC under President Obama, said Kimmel's suspension is the result of decades of media consolidation, where financial determinations can override concerns about free speech. When control of media and tech are in the hands of a handful of companies, it becomes easier for authoritarian leaders to control them, Sohn wrote. What happened exactly? On Monday night, Kimmel's opening monologue included remarks about the suspect in the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. He said, "We hit some new lows over the weekend, with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it," he said. It should be noted that authorities say the suspect in the shooting, Tyler Robinson, targeted Kirk over his conservative political views, but the full extent of Robinson's political ideology has not yet surfaced in his legal case. Kimmel's comments were made before prosecutors in Utah unveiled their charges against Robinson. On Wednesday, Carr appeared on the podcast of MAGA influencer Benny Johnson. In the interview, Carr said, "We can do this the easy way or the hard way." He went on to say, "These companies can find ways to change conduct and take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead." Hours later, Nexstar and Sinclair, which own more than 60 local ABC stations, announced that they would not carry Kimmel's program for the foreseeable future over his Monday night comments about the Kirk slaying. Soon after, ABC, which has aired Kimmel's late-night show since 2003, said it was suspending him indefinitely. The decision is not happening in a vacuum. Nexstar announced recently that it is in the process of trying to acquire its rival, Tegna, in a deal estimated to be worth $6.2 billion that is subject to the review of Carr's FCC. Nexstar also needs Carr's support to loosen regulations to complete the deal. Under current rules, no one company can own stations that reach more than 39% of U.S. households. The Nexstar-Tegna tie-up is estimated to extend the company's combined reach into 80% of American homes. Carr celebrated the series of events kicked off by Nexstar, thanking the company on X for doing the right thing. Carr wrote, "I hope that other broadcasters follow Nexstar's lead."